Hello, Gundam Converge collectors. We got some early ones again, number 28 and number 29 in the overall lineup. The first one is called the Genoace Custom. Going to fandom here. It says here it's driven by this guy Wolf Enical. I haven't seen this particular series. It's from the series called Mobile Suit Gundam Age, and it's just basically a slightly customized Genoace. It's got some, because this pilot apparently is a little bit more skillful than your average person. So that's what I picked up here. You can obviously read all that yourself as you pause. Anyways, let's take a look at this one. So these two might be from the same wave. Yep, because they have the same pics on the back. They have stats here. Standard Gundams, you know, around 20 meters tall. They're giant robots. This gum is going to be old because it's from 2011. Let's see what it looks like. Ew, boy, man, yeah. I should collect the ugliest gum. Maybe I will. This might be the ugliest one I've seen so far. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep a thing of gum around. Alright. No, I'm going to throw it out. The video is the collecting. Alright, so standard packaging here. Make sure you don't cut the pieces. Alright, let's take a look at this as we put it together. So this is an early wave, so it comes with the silly foot stands that just block the view of the robot, so I just throw those out because they don't really help anyways. So looking at this guy, the main highlight is clearly this visor of the optics here. It looks like a, you know, a humanoid with like a helmet on, but again, these are tall giant robots, but you can see the molded details behind there, which makes it look really cool. You know, it's like painted silver behind this greenish plastic. And then, you know, the whole body is matte finish, and there's a little bit of gunmetal here for the torso and the hand. The hand looks like it's part of the arm molding. Sorry, losing focus there. Let's see if the head can actually articulate. These early, very early Converge figures, they usually don't, it seems. They just have like a weird shaped neck peg, which I can't even get this off. So maybe stuck paint has been in that box for over a decade. Oh, well, look at that. That's a new one. I've never seen that happen before. So I see. So it's just painted silver on the inside surface, and this whole piece of plastic is this green color, and then they painted it white, I guess. Or maybe they glued it to some white plastic. Interesting. All right. Now we know the construction of that. Yeah, I'm not gonna get this head off. Oh well. It looks like there might be some gunmetal in there for the neck area. And then we have a peg actually on the shoulder. It's usually the other way around. Or no, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it is. Well, maybe it's 50-50. The paint's not so great there, of course, but no big deal. These are fighting robots. They're meant to be weathered. Kind of lame engine details and kind of a lame back end, actually. Not many details compared to other Converge figures. The shoulder's not so bad. Got this funky little antenna looking thing there. I don't know if that's paint. I think there might be paint there, a little green metallic or something. Or maybe that's just, yeah, I don't know, it's so thin I can't even tell. Alright, so the hand is attached to this weapon. I don't know what this weapon is, but it looks like it's got a knife on it. It's basically, I think, like a pistol with the knife on the front end, but it looks very deformed, of course. And it's a nice, matte finish gunmetal, so very neat. And then the peg is on the arm. Interesting. I think they're usually the other way around for that sort of thing. Yeah. So be careful. You might tear that peg off. So I wouldn't twist it on the thing. I would pull it off, then move it. Because I'm pretty sure you'll just shear that off if you twist it. There's so much friction between this hand and the weapon. Same there. Okay, well that's not so bad actually. And then we have a shield here, some details on the back side, but I like this little print on it. It's like wolf printing here. And one would assume that it goes onto this peg here, which has a shape to it, so it must be this way. Now that might fall off in the future. You might want to glue that in place, but for the video, we're good. Alright, so not a very overly detailed Gundam robot, but the visor is really cool, so they made up for the lack of detail with that. Alright, so next in line we have this MSN Delta Plus here, and this is from the cartoon series Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. Okay, and the quick reading I did earlier on this is basically it's a transformer. This can go into space as a robot, but to get there it'll transform into an airplane, which is what this image is here. So it's essentially a transformer robot, which is cool. Alright, we already saw the box. Let's see what the gum looks like in this one. Oh boy, that's pretty nasty too. Whew, boy. I bet if you open that bag, you breathe in a lot of like dangerous biological elements. There's some weird stuff growing in that gum. So this one obviously has a lot of parts going on. Stuck in there for some reason. Okay. Yeah, so again, you know, the little foot leg thing just seems totally weird. In the trash. This one is already better, it seems. Just the colorways of it. It's gray with a blue, and then you look at these eyes, they're really cool. Let me move the light in. Focus, but here we go. Yeah, really cool. They're red, and you can still see some silver molded details back there. They've managed to put some green paint up in here, and yeah, these horns are really kind of hard. I think maybe the head would come off on this one. See, so it's really weird. It's an L shape. Free articulation, totally lost. You know, they could have easily just made it a round thing, but I guess even if it was round, I mean, it's colliding here, but you could just lift it out the peg and then twist it, you know, but for some reason they have this weird shape. Alright, some nice little recesses. Oh, a little green paint in the back of the head there, and then some big pegs, but L-shaped pegs for the something, we'll find out. A darker gray here, and then a bunch of other details. White paint here, white paint here, the blue feet, some details on the bottom, some vent or thruster details, and then some gunmetal here for the ankles and the torso. So a lot of details on this one for sure, paint and mold wise. Let me try to figure this thing out now. So looks like we have these things that have to peg into the shoulders, I guess. And then they have the pegs for the, I guess, the shoulder of the arm. So I assume this is for this side here. Very interesting construction method. I'm not sure why they chose to do it this way. I don't know why this whole torso wouldn't just have the peg on it, and then this gray piece just pegs into the back. Maybe they're just trying new stuff out. I mean, this is pretty early in the series of Gundam Converge, so that might be why a lot of the pegs look opposite direction to other more modern Converges. Alright, well anyways, pretty seamless. No major gaps that I can see, even if there were gaps, the shoulder would cover it up. So yeah, some funky wings. Alright, and then let's get these arms on here. So this hand is just molded into the arm. It doesn't articulate at all. And then this looks like, could be a separate piece, but yeah, it is. I don't know, it might be glued. I don't want to tear at it because it'll be hard to put back. Looks like it has some sort of weapons or something in it. It's kind of weird because it's like barely a shield. Is it a shield? I mean, most shields should be bigger, right? Maybe it's a gun pod or something. Alright, so this side, yeah, we got this arm, and here's the shoulder, some sort of vent or thruster, and wind deflector, and it's labeled R. Right side. And then the hand is molded into the weapon, and it's nice that they got a little white paint there on the top of the weapon. I feel like I've seen this weapon before. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, better than the other one, I think. So let me get some other ones out here. Alright, so the first one is also from that same animation, Gundam Age. It's called the Age 1 normal version, number 27 in the lineup. I bought these little acrylic discs off AliExpress. They're pretty cheap, so they work pretty well. Just use some poster mount putty to keep these things on there, and they don't block the view of the legs like the stands that came with the thing, so I prefer these discs instead. Okay, so now this gray one comes from the series Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, so I do have a Unicorn. I believe this is number 163 in the lineup. And so you'll see later on, after a certain point in time, I think after the 20th wave or something, correct me if I'm wrong, but they switched away from those silly stands and just give you a normal looking stand that has a peg and a hole in the bottom of the foot. So much preferred. Alright, so also from this cartoon is something called the Hayukoshiki, and this is number 157 in the lineup, and it's pretty neat, I think, because it's got a gold paint job. It's a pimp Gundam. Yeah. So a whole bunch of details. All these Converge figures generally are really well done. Alright, let's get these other ones out of the way and just show off these two, since the video is about them. Get a different viewpoint. Alright, well, I thought at first I would like this one the most because I like the visors, the clear visors. But this one with the red eyes is really good contrast, and then obviously there's just a lot of more detail going on with this one. With all these Gundam Converges, a little paint would be really helpful to bring out the details, you know, some paint washes and stuff. But I'm going to do this another day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Gundam Converge video. Bye now.